Hi everyone. Today you're going to learn something which is really cool, and it's called area. Now, do any of you know what an area is? If you do, good for you. Maybe you can follow along and you can even say some of the things before I even say them. But for those of you who don't know what area is, that's okay. Let's look at what this means. It really means like on this whiteboard, it has an area because it's a flat space. And we say the area of the whiteboard goes, see this boundary all the way around this whiteboard. So all that space, that flat space to the edges of this blackboard or this whiteboard is an area. This shape can also have an area because it's all the space in between whatever is on the boundary of the outside. You can have an area of something silly like this, okay? And that's all this space inside. That's called the area. Now, you can measure the area too, and in mathematicians, they like to measure area. So we want to know, does this have a greater area than this? Or does this have a greater area than this? These are the sort of things that mathematicians think about and they ponder. Which one has more? And then they go, okay, how can we tell which one has more? There has to be a way to calculate this. And that's when mathematicians said, aha! We have a way to do this. And the way that we do this is that we have little units, little square units, and we'll call that 1 unit squared because it looks like this, you see? And it's squared because you have 1 unit by 1 unit, and you say 1 by 1, okay? And that is 1. And we say square because it looks like a square, because it's the same length up and the same length over. So it is a square, 1 square unit. And you'll find out later that this can be written like that. It's kind of fun because it's 1 by 1. There's 2 of them, so you write that. And we say that's 1 squared. But instead, we can say very quickly, another way to say it is 1 centimeter squared, because these are centimeter by a centimeter, okay? Now, centimeter is a length. And when you're talking about area, you need to have a length by a length, okay? A length by a length. And notice that word by, and I've used that word by before when saying multiplied by, all right? So you've got area, 1 dimension, by another. So let's look at this one now. In this case, you start with this dimension, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So you say 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, a length of 5 up, and 1, 2 over. So this is the same as saying 5 by 2, okay? So 5 groups of 2. Whoops, let's just rewrite this here. So 5 groups of 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you write them 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the same as saying 5 groups of 2, okay? And 5 groups of 2 is 10. All right, so you've got 10, and let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Isn't that neat? So you've got 5 times 2 equals 10, and that's how you find the area. This times this. So you can do that quickly in your head. The next one, the area, again, you want to know how tall up is it, and this is 1, 2, 3. So 3 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the length. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 across. So this is the same as 3 by 10, or 3 times 10. And 3 times 10 is 3 groups of 10. So 3 groups of 10 is 10 plus 10 plus 10. So you can figure this out a couple of ways. And notice you've got 10 plus 10 plus 10. And you can count them all out. So that's 10, 20, 30. And you know that 3 times 10 is 30. So that's how you measure the area, is by going how far up and how far over. When you get to these types of shapes, it's much more tricky, and that's going to be later. Right now, you know how to do this type of shape, and this one's a little nicer. And remember how to do it. Show us with the addition, and we also want to see that you know with the multiplication, and we also want to see that you know how to get the answer at the end. And you know that this is centimeters squared because they're all little squares, and area has to be that space. And we always, mathematicians said squares are easy to work with, so we use those. We use those to calculate and say that's how many units we have. Thank you.